Ready.
Okay, welcome everybody. So today we have Christina DeMarinis with us for our podcast. She's a licensed level 2 mortgage agent at BRX Mortgage, a brokerage with over 160 years of experience. With a limitless range of options and a high-tech, high-touch approach, Christina offers personalized mortgage solutions that help clients achieve their home ownership dreams, refinance, consolidate debts, fund vacations, renovate, or support education and business ventures. Christina prides herself on providing a stress-free, judgment-free environment, ensuring that clients always feel supported and understood throughout the mortgage process. Clear communication is key, and Christina's commitment to simplifying complex topics makes sure everyone is informed and empowered to make the right decisions. The pillars of her service are personable, polished, and persistent. Welcome, Christina.
Woohoo! Thank you. I'm so happy to
Yay.
be here. I love the podcast, so I'm happy to be a guest.
Awesome. Okay, so today's podcast is titled Self-Employed, Don't Just Sign the Renewal. So we're going to
That's
get
right.
into that. But let's start by tell us a little bit about yourself.
Yeah, absolutely. Again, thank you for having me. I'm really happy to be here. I think the bio really covered a lot. So thank you for that, Robyn. But a little bit about me is that like on a personal level, I'm very much about the Toronto like food and drink scene. I still play women's rec hockey. We just came in third, although that was out of four. But still, I'm also a proud half-season ticket holder of the Toronto Scepters, so I love that. And another personal fun fact is that I have 13 tattoos.
Wow.
Yes, yeah, crazy, can't tell. Um, but on a personal level, I am a licensed mortgage agent that can help you with all types of funding when it comes to your home. I truly love to explore and analyze, the different options from big banks to monoline lenders, all the way down to the private lending too. It's my favorite thing to do budgets right now. Like if somebody's like, "Ooh, can you get me a budget?" I'm like, "Yes, please. How quickly do you want it?" Because I'm so into it. Um, but really at the heart of what I do is trying to help people, feel confident in their mortgage decisions, whether somebody is buying their first home or renewing or figuring out their like next financial move even. I think it's really good to know and have options and, also know that you're not going through it alone and that you have somebody to have your back because it is an overwhelming experience, even if you've done it, a handful of times or it's your first time. It's kind of overwhelming in the same way every time. So I really do love to break things down in a clear and like concise, stress-free manner. One of the things that I'm always kind of saying is like a mortgage is more than just a loan. It's really a strategy to help build the life that you want. And that's why I'm really excited about today's topic because, self-employed mortgages are really that. And like, I think that self-employed people are trying to achieve, the life that they want to build. So I'm happy that we're having this chat today.
Perfect. Okay, great. So a lot of self-employed people worry about their mortgage renewals. Why is that?
Yeah, honestly, I really see this a lot. And people say it like very subtly, people say it very in your face. People's biggest fear when it comes to a self-employed mortgage is truly and most simply just not qualifying again. When they first got their mortgage, maybe they had a really strong income on paper, or they were, with a lender that understood self-employed finances very well. However, fast forward to the end of their mortgage term and things probably look a little differently. Maybe they had a slower year or maybe they wrote off a little more taxes and so their taxable income is lower, which obviously is great in one way because your taxes might be lower, but it also then looks like you earn a lot less on paper. So that kind of leaves a bit of a question mark. So, um, you know, there's always that concern about switching lenders and if you're going to pass the test again and will they get a higher rate or are there fewer options. So a lot of people kind of spiral when they're self-employed because there are so many different question marks. But the thing is you do have more control like than you think when it comes to your mortgage as a self-employed person. Lenders are looking really at self-employed income completely differently than, you know, a traditional salaried person. There are multiple ways to qualify. So, you know, some lenders do focus on the business financials or the tax returns, of course. Others are doing, you know, checks into the bank statements, or, you know, some actually offer stated income programs too that reflect, you know, what you truly believe, pardon me, your earning power is. So the key, to me, is, you know, working with somebody who understands and will be able to represent your income in the best way possible to the lenders. Because, you know, I have a lot of power with lenders too. You know, I have conversations, we work together. There are exceptions that can be made. And so just because you are self-employed doesn't mean you have to go out and accept whatever your lender is offering at that time. There are certainly options, and there's the right way to strategize to make, you know, getting better rates and terms available to you. So I think, yeah, I think that's what people are really worried about, just requalifying.
Yeah, it's not black and white, and you need somebody
Nope.
who can actually see the different shades of gray and can stand up for that and vocalize that. That's basically what I heard you say.
Yeah, totally, totally. You have to have somebody who knows what they're doing, who's gonna have your back at the end of the day. So that's what I'm here for.
Okay. So what should you do when your lender sends you your renewal offer? Should you just sign it?
No, 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 no. Please hear me in the back. No. No, but I actually do say this with like so much love. Do not just do that. That's really what the like your lender is banking on. They're expecting you to just, how we just spoke about, you know, be like, okay, yes, we'll renew this, and
So
not,
true.
and really just like not question it, not have any type of, you know, wait a second, can I do better? Wait a second, is there something else out there for me? They're like, here's your offer, and they expect you to just hit that. Um, you know, they don't want people to shop around. They don't think that people are going to go find a better rate. And they don't think that, you know, they might not see that their offer is higher than what they would actually give like a brand new customer too. So you as the repeat customer is actually kind of worse off because there are way better rates that they might be able to offer you too. So truly, no, do not just sign that paper. Even if you're planning on staying with your current lender, literally make a quick phone call, have some sort of conversation, because you actually might just be simply leaving money on the table, like we were just all speaking about, right? So that's kind of where I come in. As a mortgage agent, I'm obviously gonna, you know, compare rates for you. As I just said, I love doing budgets and, you know, exploring the different options between all the different lenders and rates and terms and all of that, right? That's really my job. So, you know, let me do the work for you and let me see what's out there. I even often do put together like, you know, here's option A, what your lender is asking of you or providing you, and here are the other options that I can provide you too, right? So you can do it, you can see it like very, very back to back in a huge comparison. Um, so what you should maybe do instead of, you know, signing that renewal is don't wait until the last minute, truly. If you are renewing, you know, 4 to 6 months out, start having those conversations. Give yourself time to look at those, you know, your income situation, update your financial documents, let me shop around for you, have time to really figure it all out, and give yourself some time where you're not, you know, panicking or stressing, because it is a very overwhelming process. So that's the first thing you should do. Also, the second thing is like, do not assume that you don't have any options just because your income looks lower on paper. You know, there are a ton of different lenders that work with self-employed borrowers. And even in today's day, like so many of us, I think all of us here are pretty much self-employed, right? So, you know, lenders recognize that, and especially past like 2020, 2021, a lot of people went into business for themselves. And so there are a lot of different lenders out there, you know, that can use bank statements, gross revenue, industry trends to assess your income. It's really not just tax returns. So there are options.
Perfect.
Um, and so also it's like, if you're in a good financial position, there's a new rule out there where if you do have an uninsured mortgage or 20% equity in your home, you don't have to pass the stress test anymore. So, switching lenders is a huge bonus and a benefit. This new rule is really, really great. And so, it is a lot easier than you think these days.
Awesome. Okay. Any final thoughts?
Yeah. I think the biggest one is really just don't sign that renewal right away. Explore your options. Being self-employed doesn't mean you're stuck or limited, truly. It just means you need the right strategy and somebody who understands how to put you in the best light possible when it comes to your mortgage and your lender. And so, a few quick things that you could do, little tips, is like separate your business and your personal accounts. That's a huge one. It makes it a lot easier for the lenders. If you are coming up for renewal, maybe try to not write off as many like large ticket items, because it might make your income look a little lower on paper again. Stay up to date with your taxes. This is huge. File your taxes, pay your taxes, do it all, because the lenders do check this. Truly, like, some people try not to tell me, and all of a sudden we're at the final hour and it's like the lender has figured this out. You're not going to fool anybody. Be upfront, pay the taxes. And yeah, honestly, just don't panic. There's always a solution out there. You just need the right person. So if you're in this situation and you do want to, speak, don't hesitate to reach out to me. You can go to my website, christinademarinis.ca, and book a time there with me. And my services are free. So honestly, like, I'm happy to just do like a health checkup on your mortgage, present you some options, and we can go from there, because everybody's situation is very personal. So yeah.
Awesome. Okay. So let's just get into our rapid fire questions.
Let's do it.
Okay. What is your go-to lazy dinner?
Oh, I live literally downtown. So Uber Eats is my best friend when it comes to laziness, but pad thai is like highest on the list weekly. It's too good.
I love it. I haven't had it in so long.
Oh,
Need to get that. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. What animal best represents your personality?
I think a golden retriever. Like, I feel pretty loyal. I'm easily excitable. I think that was what I landed on.
If you could have a fictional character as a best friend, who would it be?
Okay, I don't know if anybody's seen this, but Bella from Sex Lives of College Girls, like, actually nobody makes me laugh harder than Bella does. I would love her as my best friend.
Okay, I'll have to check that out.
Please.
If you had to sing karaoke, what song would it be?
So I'm actually more of like the hype girl when it comes to karaoke. Like, I think me and my friends are constantly doing karaoke, but my go-to is actually With You by Jessica Simpson.
Okay. What kind of music do you like to listen to while working?
Almost always Taylor Swift.
Okay. If you could wear one color for the rest of your life, what would it be?
I think light wash jean, because I'm a huge Canadian tuxedo person. So I think that's what I would go with.
Okay. What's your favorite midnight snack?
All dressed ruffles.
Oh, yum. I love those. Yeah. Okay. Sweet or savory?
Savory, not even a question.
Window or aisle seat?
Aisle.
Yay!
Yeah, unpopular, I think, but aisle is the move.
No, I agree with you. What's your current TV character obsession?
Okay, if anybody's watching White Lotus and your obsession isn't Parker Posey as Victoria Ratliff, like, you're doing it wrong. She is the funniest character on TV right now. It's amazing. She is doing a phenomenal job.
Awesome. Well, thanks so much, Christina. This was so much fun.
It was. Thank you. Love it.